Okay, good morning. Today we're gonna give thanks, like I always do, today's video to California sunlight, who give us advantage of doing a wonderful gardening, like we always. Okay, though that it has been cold and rain in California, but that's all good because it gives us advantage. Uh, and watering less because water is very expensive in California, like we always complain. But today, I'm gonna do something I have done before following this raised bed tomato. Okay, if you look at it, no, follow my hand, you can see they are very crowded. Yes, so there will be a problem I was trying to control today. One of the problems, I don't want to create environment where there will be so humid, humidity inside the between the plants, okay, which will deny individual forage or fruits or flowering that are coming out. Um, Airflow. That's the most important thing. Two key things I'm trying to make sure is adequate here. They are adequate airflow and cut down environment of chances of increasing diseases in tomato. You know, tomato, I've said earlier, is very sensitive to fungi, spider mites that spread easily. So when we maintain certain airflow, we cut down those environment that will create those diseases. Okay, and then maintain adequate airflow. So today, while I'm doing this, the first thing I do, if you look at the equipment I'm gonna use, this cutter, I will sterilize it, okay, first to make sure I don't transfer disease to the tomato, okay? So that's what I'm trying to prevent. So uh, just follow me closely what I'm doing, okay? There are several things I'm trying to avoid. Wherever I see a tomato already start fruiting or flowering, I stay away from it because when you plume tomato, though that you're trying to create a space, you also don't want to expose tomato to sunburn because we have plenty of sunlight in California. You don't want that. That will with a lot of sunburn, that's not a good product you want to put in the market. Okay, so when I'm doing this, and it may sound this easier, but in my mind, there are certain things I'm trying to avoid. Okay, instead of I'm trying to help my tomato, but in the process of helping it, I don't want to create um, something that will hurt it in future. Okay, so I usually take my little seat because as an old man, sometimes standing too long create a problem to me. So, what type of pluming am I doing? I'm targeting new shoots or suckers, okay? Especially the one I think is not gonna add any more growth to the plant, but deny the growth. Okay. So when I take out those suckers, I'm converting the energy to tomato so that They can make large tomato and then also ripe early. Okay, and then this might go. And at the same time, most of the liver will be removing will be at the bottom here, older leaves that have come in a contact with the soil, okay, that can easily pick up some of diseases or insects that will spread across tomato. So watch what I'm doing, okay? So I come over here. You see, this is a sucker, young sucker. I remove it because I have a lot, okay? I don't need it. So in that case, I will prune my tomatoes, okay? But remember, when I'm removing this sucker, it's not that tomato is a vine, but there are several type of tomato. We have indeterminate, we have determinants, okay, especially indeterminants, the one that will produce over time, ripe over time in our plant. Okay, we want to prune them to give them a chance to do well. But if it's just the one you will harvest at one time, okay, you may not worry about that. Okay, so it really, most of people ask me these questions: why are you uh, pruning specific tomato? I say, okay, it really depends on what you want. Okay, let me start from here. Put my camera towards here. It really depends on what type of tomato, determinant or indeterminate. These tomatoes are some tomatoes you can harvest in a bunch. Okay, so you want to make sure that you take care of it and then harvest them one time. But if there is one you're gonna be harvest as they ripe, okay, mostly indeterminate, then it's good that you plume them, okay, to prevent problems I have explained before, and this will give you a better opportunity for you to have a healthy harvest. Okay, so it's gonna take me a while to do this because uh, this type of raised bed here, this is the first time I'm doing it because I travel. Uh, um, it looked like I forgot what I'm supposed to do. So follow me up in my video and see, follow my hand and see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm creating a better opportunity for my tomato to give me a better yield in the future. So these are, so if you look at this, a lot of suckers I'm removing, okay, and then I'm gonna throw them into my trash over there. Remember, this is not a waste to me. Some of these suckers I'm removing and the leaves, woody leaf, I usually don't throw them away. I compost them again, okay, to make organic manures. Yeah. So we continue the process and make sure I don't damage the tomato. Okay, it's more like um you are I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Sometimes people look at the work, at the size of work I'm doing. Okay, just to grow my tomatoes. Okay, I myself I told you that I look at it as a hobby. I enjoy doing this, especially when you look at some of us that have retired from active work. Okay, uh, grandpa, grandma, you know, we find something to do to keep energy going, keep us healthy, and uh, It does not necessarily, as long as you don't overdo it, okay? I think it's always fun to do it. If you look at here, I've already, the bottom here, you see I have already cleaned it up a lot, okay? But over time, I will show you everything I have done, okay? So let's keep on moving, doing the right thing, okay? Remember what I have said earlier. I look around, I trying to avoid cutting anything that already has fruit on it. Stay away from it because anything I remove around it is either causing damages to it because you will expose. Though I want to expose the plant to some some, but I don't want the exposure to be too much. Okay, in a making. In that case, when my fruit start coming out, they will create a lot of sunburns. And then I don't think if you take such a product to the market, you you're expecting to get your money worth. Okay, and you know, America is a very America as a whole, even California, is a very competitive. Or let me put it this way: farming as a whole, okay, irrespective of how you look at it, it's a very competitive thing, okay, very competitive because many people are doing similar things you're doing, but what matters is the techniques in which we are doing it, okay? Does the techniques give you a better yield, or your techniques slow you down, okay? And then does it hurt your product? Okay, when you put it out there, compare with the rest. So, you know what competitiveness is all about. It's unfortunate that sometimes we don't like to compare what we do with others. We human beings, the social interaction. But when it comes to economics, uh, it's a quite a different things because economics is all about opportunity cost. Okay, opportunity cost. We that teach economics. We worried about cost a lot. Okay, alternative cost. Okay, foregone alternative. You hear a lot of time in American slogan. They say, "Ain't such a thing like a free lunch." It's true. I believe it is not that you can give free stuff to somebody. That's a different ballgame. This is more like when you are giving free stuff like donations or this and this is a different ballgame. It doesn't meet economic requirements. It's more like you're dealing with a social welfare, which is hard to comprehend sometimes to explain. Okay, that's something we do to make ourselves feel good that we helping each other. That's okay. And I'm not against that. But when it comes to economics, it's a different ballgame. Okay? You gotta worry about um, your opportunity cost. What you're giving out to get the another positive things add to your return. Okay? This is the best way to explain it. Okay? Now, what am I giving out to get a positive return from my tomato? I'm pluming it, giving the opportunity to do well. Okay, so I can have a large and then yield, a large yield, healthy tomatoes producing a large yield, and then in the process, I will, I will, if I put it in the market, I'll get my money, a lot of money out of it, you know, which we consider as profit. Okay, so everything we are doing is prepare us for best alternative. Okay, in return, and then this is why we are doing what we're doing. And then it's not that I'm making it so more hard. Terminologies I'm using is more hard for people to understand. No, look at it in a simple way. Okay, look at it in a simple way. Um, Everywhere you go around, people will give you a slogan. Ain't such a thing like a free lunch. Yeah, they mean business. Yeah, if you want something better, you have to give out something. That's all they mean. So put it put it into practical form to what I'm doing now. If I want a better tomato fruit, I have to give it, prune my tomato to cut out chances of diseases, to cut out chances of being infected with spider mites, and those things, kills my tomatoes. So create more airflow in between here is my goal. So when I completed it, I'm giving, I've already given out my energy doing it as alternative. And then when I get a better return, I will be happy. Okay, so these are simple slogans that everybody tells you about in America, and it's true. Until you take, you begin to take a course in economics, economic theories, and then applications, and a good professor will explain it later for you, okay, where we put in data, all these things, and make it worthwhile for you. So I'm encouraging you, especially younger people who still have opportunity to go through college courses, okay? Even if it doesn't have to be um, allowed for you, trying to take some college courses, economic, okay? Economics, they have economics one, two, three, okay? It doesn't matter. In any, they have two basic economics we worried about micro, study of individual behavior, and also study of aggregate behavior as a whole. We look at ourselves as a whole, okay, as one entity, okay. But all this thing is very essential to life, okay. You Once you go through it, you find out it, it helps you to explain your life, okay, everything you do. Uh, some people may think I'm doing taking economics to make a lot of money. No, um, money is one thing, but how do I save it is very important. Okay, economic will always teach you, or it's better. It's always better with money you save than the money you make, because that's what determines whether you're gonna be rich. It's not how much you spend matters. Okay, but sometimes spending equate to savings. Yeah, it's simple. If you spend more, you save less. If you uh, spend less, you save more. There's no other way about it. That's what concept of opportunity cost is trying to make it clear. Okay, what you what you want is what you get. What you put in, you know, Some people will look at it in a different way. Put your money where your mouth is. We're still saying the same thing. Okay, so these are um, what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, some people might think, oh, this professor, former retired professor, is talking too much. It's making it difficult for them. No, 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 no. I'm trying to. One thing about me is that when I cite a theory, I will put data into it to explain what I'm saying. Okay, so if you look at this, uh, you will notice I know my camera. I'm going to move it around so you see what I have done. I've created enough space for um, this plants here to continue to enjoy airflow and other things. So let me pass my camera around. You see what I have done. Okay, my concern is to look at from bottom, where the soil in a contact with it. If you look at it here, gradually, you see, it's clean. It's clean. Okay, so it's clean. So this is what I'm trying to explain here. What are the importance of all this and I'm doing again? Let's recap it. Remember how I started? What I told you is what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to reduce the chances of my tomato being exposed to diseases. Therefore, I will do plumbing to create airflow in between the plants. Okay, so this is very important to me so that my tomato will do very well. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to go to this side, okay, and then continue the process. Okay, I'm gonna get to um another raised bed, and if you look at this one, I'm going here. They look so tight, so I'm gonna focus on removing some of these leaves to create airspace. If I find a sucker that will not do me any good, I'll remove it. Okay, we're not add instead of taking out resources. I don't want that. Yeah. So remember, I'm not throwing this in away. It's gonna be compost, and then later they use it to grow other things I want to do. This one look like oh yeah, there's no flower. Overlook the flower, but that's okay. Still have more. Yeah, sometimes mistake occur. Yeah, yeah. If you look at this, okay, let me bring you close. If you're gonna follow my hand here, they already start fruiting. Yeah, I don't know if you see my hand. Yeah, let me bring you close. Yeah, it's already start fruiting. Yeah, right here. Okay, so I'm not gonna do any more pruning there. Not to expose it to. I don't want to expose the plant to what I consider too much to sun so that it won't get a sunburn. Okay, but um, If I don't, if I didn't remove some of this leaf, I wouldn't notice that whether this is getting good airflow or not. So this is important of this. Like I said, when I'm doing all this, and I have to be careful. Yeah. Mhm. Tomato is very interesting plant. Okay, when you do a very good job, you tend to get a very good harvest in return, which will make you happy. Yes. So this is what it's all about. Cleaning the bottom. Mhm. Here, basically, I'm removing most of the leaf that are making contact with the soil, therefore exposing this thing to uh, getting pests or diseases. Okay, be light. If you wanna add that language, it's very important to tomato environment. Okay, finally. Getting what I want here. Mm, okay, so I think this is fine now. Yes, I'll go to this one. See what I can do with this one. Mhm. this one, but that's okay. Okay, I don't know if you can see this far. There's a lot of tomato here. So I will not plume that much. Not to expose it to sunburn. Just enough. Mhm. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Good, good, good. So good. Okay. Yep. So I think for today, I've done a great job in pluming my tomato so that they can get the airflow, they can maintain a good airflow. Yes. Then remember what I said, airflow is important. Why? They will help me to reduce humidity, you know, that create environment where diseases breed a lot because tomato is a very sensitive plant. Okay. And another thing I didn't say much here because I forgot is that a lot of time this airflow is not only eliminate chances of getting diseases on the henna, it also reduces chances of spending a lot of money. Okay, in what way? Treating infected tomato. Yeah. Therefore, you introduce um, synthetic compound because your tomato is already infected with like spider mites, mint, and other things because you didn't do this ahead of time. Okay, once you get infected, they spread so fast. Okay, so after they spread so fast, then the danger start knocking that you have to now treat your tomato with synthetic compound. That means chemical. Okay, Those chemicals are expensive. That's additional cost. So you what you're doing. Okay? In that case, you start regretting it. If I have done this, it shouldn't have been the case. But there's always a way we can remedy things, okay? But I always encourage people to choose inexpensive way of doing it, therefore reducing the cost of production. Okay. Remember, at the initial stage, you can go back and watch my previous videos. I talk about this cost minimization. Very important to any farmer. Okay. Anything you are. If you look at my bottom of this, I'm showing you how clean they are. You see old lawns. I converted it into manual. Instead of going to Home Depot or Lowe's, buying buying them. Okay, the wasted material I have cut down, taking them away, dispose them. They converted it into topsoil and sell it back to me at a high cost. If I have done that myself, I'm reducing my cost of production. Okay, this is what I'm promoting, and that's what we call organic. Organic is just how do you recycle your old products to get a new one. So, thank you very much for watching. Please give my video a like, make some comment, like I always demand from you, my viewers, because we are into this together. Okay? And I will see you in my next video. Thank you very much.